I just saw this on World Star, and I guess women have just launched a cheat first campaign after the Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson situation and him cheating. And look at this. Attention all hot girls. We will all be cheating on our men tonight for Meg. Even when you lead a man to water, he still won't drink. Cheat first.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe this. And if you think this is a joke, look, there's more of them. Look at them. They're really changing their morals over this. Megan got cheated on, so now I'm gonna go cheat on my man. Yeah, girl, that'll show him. Clock it. Like, come on. If you just want to go do some bop then go do that. You don't gotta use them as an excuse. They don't even know who you are. I have never parasocially saw a celebrity get cheated on. And then be like, well, I might as well go cheat on my girl. Like, what? On top of that, since when did Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson become relationship goals?
Shalom Israel, Shalom. It's the brother Quatazi Hawad back at it with another lesson. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers out there laboring in this truth and faith and sincerity. And shalom to the families out there watching, waiting, praying on Yahweh Shai's second return. Peace and blessings to the house of David, the hopeful elect. All right, so I came across this video, I want to say a couple days ago, and the spirit was on me to, bring it out and ultimately talk about how that video that you saw in the beginning was, it's not like it started there, all right? It didn't start there with the whole Meg Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson situation, all right? We in an adulterous generation, as Yahweh Shai said, roughly paraphrasing, all right? I'm going to try to grab that real quick. Okay, yeah, you see it obviously in three different instances, three different scriptures, but Mark 8:38 was Mark 8:38 is what I was looking for, Salakia. Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed, when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels. So we live in a very adulterous generation, all right? As you saw, Yahweh Shai mentioned three different times. And what does adulterous generation mean? It means a generation filled with adulterers and adulteresses, all right? Adulterers being the men who sleep with women that are already bound to another man, that already have another man, all right? And then the adulteresses are women that have men, right? They're bound to a man, right? Through sex, right? Because sex is marriage. They're bound to a man, and then they have sex with another man, okay? So this is a very adulterous generation that we live in. And women, have normalized having more than a body count of two, if you will, right? Whereas previously, a woman wouldn't even have, a body count of two unless her husband died and she got remarried, right? But let's say her husband died when she was like 60, 50, or even like 40, 50, 60, right? She didn't remarry anyway, for the most part, right? So before, women died with having a body count of one, for the most part, right? Whereas now, society, if you will, has normalized women having body counts of 5, of 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 plus, right? This is normalized. And and you'll hear a lot of conversations of, of women saying, oh, you gotta in your 20s, in your early years, you gotta explore, see what you like, see what you don't like, etc., etc. And that's been in the mind state of a man, right? Because women was never built to sport fuck. Women was never built to be promiscuous. All right, that's biblical and it's biology, both. The semen that comes from a man and goes into a woman, pre-cum, whatever you want to call it, the zinc that's in there goes up to a woman's brain. And what happens when it does that? All my men, all the brothers can vouch for this. When you sleep with a woman, over time she becomes like you. She takes on your mannerisms. She starts to like the things you like. She starts to use the slang that you use, etc. Right? Why does that happen? Because women need to be led. All right? And when they have different zinc from different men going up to their brain, that's different personalities or different men, if you will, trying to lead them, and that's what makes them crazy and shit like this. Okay? So ultimately, bottom line, we live in an adulterous generation, man. And then you have, for the most part, men don't even break up with women, man. Men don't even break up with women. It's women that leave men more often than not, And so what happens is, now this woman that was bound to a man, right? She decides to up and leave. Well, now she's made him an adulterer because she up and left and went to go be with another man. You see? But the man that she was originally with is still alive, right? This is why a saying that I came up with a long time ago is the man you lay with is the man you stay with. Like when you were a virgin as a woman, the man that you have sex with and takes your virginity, that's your husband. That man is your husband. All right? Which is why, women are not supposed to be out here sleeping with different men. Having different husbands. Right? That's all out of order, all out of whack. Right? Even Yahweh Shai, roughly paraphrasing, said a woman had, like 5 husbands or something like that. All right? Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here it is. I'm gonna just get the point real quick. This is John 4:15. The woman saith unto him, Sir, give me this water that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. Yahweh Shai saith unto her, Go, call thy husband and come hither. Right? Call your husband. Tell him to come through. The woman answered and said, I have no husband. Yahweh Shai said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband. Right? As in, you are correct. You don't have a husband. For thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou now hast is not thy husband. In that saidst thou truly. You see? Because you've been with multiple men. You don't have... Yahweh Shai, roughly paraphrasing, saying, you've been with multiple men. You haven't been with just one man, so you don't have a husband. You have husbands, which is all out of order, all out of whack. All right? Which is just like these women who you saw in the video, those were just the women making the videos. And then you have the women who agree with them by liking those videos and making the comments. And then the women on the comment board liking those comments being made, etc., who are all under this mentality of, we need to cheat on our men. We need to cheat on them. Cheat first. And that's just all out of whack, man. And these women, they're not going to get in line until Jacob's trouble hit. It's not until Jacob's trouble hit and the lights go off and the water stop running that they really understand. That they really understand their place in society as women. As a woman, your place is to serve a man. That's your place. All right? And for you hopeful elect brothers out there, remember this, man. Because we've all been through a situation or two, whatever the case may be, dealing with a woman before being in this truth, before we understood what's really going on, before we had the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, you know, trying to keep a woman or whatever the case may be, man, fuck that shit. And fuck these women, man. Like, that's where I'm at with it, you know? And that's where you should be at with it. Focus on salvation. Focus on the kingdom of heaven, because Yahweh Shema Shai is going to give his hopeful elect men, you know, more women than you know what to do with. And as as the beloved Apostle Tahar once said a couple months back, you know, maybe 2 months back or something like that, in one of his videos, he said, you know, essentially, having sex with our wives is going to be one of our favorite pastimes, right? Which rightfully so, right? The amount of women Yahweh Shema Shai is going to give us, right? So at this moment right now, don't worry about women, man. Don't focus on them, because this is the mindset that they in. This is the mentality that a majority of these females have, man. All right? A majority of these females have the mentality of, we need to cheat first, or we need to cheat in general, and then they don't hold each other accountable. You know, hoes ain't gonna hold each other accountable. You gotta remember that, man. Hoes are not gonna hold each other accountable. Birds of a feather flock together. If she is a hoe, so is her friends, man. And I've seen this not only in my anecdotal experience, just in my own life, but in other people's lives as well. On TV, you name it, with music, whatever. I've seen it in all facets, man, where women will be promiscuous, will be 304s, hoes, if you will, all right? And they friends will, or the women they surround themselves with, will encourage that type of behavior. You know, oh, he did this, that, and the third, or he not doing enough for you, you know, yeah, it's okay for you to go be with that other dude or whatever it is, like, you know, when this type of behavior, man, in the past would get you put to death. This type of behavior that women are exhibiting would get them put to death in the past. But today, because they're not being put to death, because they're not facing severe ramifications and consequences, all right, they running rampant with this shit, man. This is why the scriptures say, you don't give a woman liberty to gad abroad, man. This is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus 25 and verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Here's the point. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad, liberty being freedom, right? Women don't need freedom to gad abroad or to go whether so they choose, right? Because when you give women freedom, look what happened over the past 50 to 60 years of women having freedom, of women having this sexual liberation and this feminism and shit like that. Look what's happened. It's been a huge detriment to society. Over 25% of women are reporting that they take antidepressants. More women are unhappier now than they were before. Where certain modern women try to make this claim that women back in the day were unhappier. No, them women was happy being in the kitchen, being in the house, taking care of the kids, not having to work. All right. But what happened is feminism, affirmative action, right? Shit like this came into play. And then you had women joining the workforce, which made companies drop the wages significantly. So now a man that was a mailman, a warehouse worker, a plant worker, whatever the case may be, now he can't provide for a wife and multiple children on one income like previously. All right. And ultimately, man, it's just all become fucked with women having this freedom that they have. All right. Women having this freedom that they have, has led to the degradation of society, the nuclear family, etc. And this is just another reason on the list why Yahweh Shai has to come back and do away with these people and do away with this place, man. All right. These females ain't gonna get back in line until the kingdom of heaven is upon the earth, man. All right. And until Jacob's trouble hit, But that's it, man. I just wanted to bring out the adultery, as a matter of fact. Let's just bring it out real quick.
Strong's H 5003. Na'af.
All right. Is the Greek for adultery. To commit adultery usually of man, always with wife of another, right? So adultery with a man, as I said previously, is a man sleeping with a woman, having sex with a woman that already has a husband. You see? Which is another reason why Yahweh Shem Shai looks down on divorce, and divorce ain't okay. Because if you a man and you got a wife and you put your wife away, right? You put her out, whatever the case is. Well, now you've made her an adulteress, because now she go be with another man, but she's bound to you. You see? And then, like, let's say that same man, Salaki for the pause, let's say that same man, right? He finds a woman, right? He believes is single, but whole time she got put away by her other man. She got put away by her husband, by her man, or she left out on her own, or whatever the case may be, but she's still bound to that man. So the first man now sleeps with this woman. Well, now he's an adulterer because he's sleeping with a woman that's already bound to another man. You see, this is why we're in an adulterous generation. Like, the majority of females you come across will not be virgins, man. They will not be virgins untouched, which is what makes this an adulterous generation. We cannot be perfect in this corruptible flesh that we in. All right. And what's not mentioned here in this definition, or whatever the case may be, is that women already having a husband, sleeping with another man outside of their husband is adultery. All right. But yeah, man, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I just wanted to bring that out. All right. We're in an adulterous generation. Brothers, walk circumspectly, focus on salvation. Don't worry about these women. The prophecy of Isaiah 4:1 is soon come to pass, and the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the hopeful elect men, will have their pick of the litter with these women, man. All right. So with that, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to my teachers, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers out there laboring in His truth and faith and sincerity. And shalom to the families out there watching, waiting, praying on Yahweh Shai's second return. Peace and blessings to the house of David, the hopeful elect. Shalom.